Doubletree by Hilton is announcing a big deal with Google today. Here to talk about it is Doubletree Global Head John Greenleaf. Welcome, John.
Thanks very much.
Tell me, so what are you doing with Google? Websites and hotels getting together?
That's right, we are. We're announcing a partnership today with Google, and our partnership is called Detour. And you can find it online at doubletree.com/DTOUR. And it's the first time that you can actually aggregate social content on a travel site. So if you go to our site, you'll be able to pull down content from any number of major social sites. So the people who come to doubletree.com can access and look at videos, photography, text from people who have traveled to give them a better idea what their travel experience might be like.
That's very exciting. You're marrying video with hotels. It's like the next generation of a hotel stay.
Well, we think it is, because what many people don't know is where they're going when they begin to plan a trip, something approaching 80% of people. So this gives people an opportunity to get experiences not just from travelers, but our hotel teams are also putting out what they do in the markets where they live. And then we also provide where the Doubletree hotels are in those markets, should someone decide to take a trip to one of the 340 locations we have in 30 countries around the world.
And speaking of traveling, summer driving season and traveling season is upon us. So how is the leisure traveler looking right now? What are your expectations for the summer, and how important is summer business for you?
We think it's going to be a strong summer for travel, and gas prices, you mentioned, obviously it seems to be that gas is trending down, which is clearly good for leisure business especially. So we're looking at a strong summer this year, and with the supply of hotels not growing as quickly as demand is, we think it's probably going to be good for the hotel industry overall.
And what about the business traveler? Are the road warriors getting out there and staying in Doubletree?
They are. We're seeing our business growing very, very well, and importantly, we're opening a lot of hotels because of the demand for Doubletree by Hilton. We'll open more than 60 hotels this year in 17 countries around the world, and 7 of those countries are brand new to the brand.
It's funny because speaking of marrying technology and hotels, a lot of people thought that the advent of video conferencing would really cripple the hotel industry. Have you found that at all?
We haven't. We see that the kind of meetings we take at our hotels have changed somewhat. Small meetings are much more popular than they were many years ago. But business is growing in the meetings area, both in sleeping rooms and in meeting rooms. And business is very strong for us right now.
And we talked about oil a little bit ago. How tight is the correlation between oil, airlines, and hotels?
I haven't looked at a correlation that's actually been run between the three of them. But clearly we know from leisure travel, and you've probably heard this before, that when gas prices go up, people drive less, and a higher percentage of leisure travelers drive than fly. So there's definitely an impact there. Business travelers, the price of airline tickets is not as much of an influence over their travel. So business travel has remained fairly consistent and very strong for us.
And how many hotels do you have now? How many look to have by the end of the year? How many are you adding?
We're adding 62 is what we have in our pipeline to open this year, and that number will likely go up because we oftentimes, as a brand that accepts conversions and uses them really to accelerate our growth, we may well have some hotels that we work with our developers to open this year that aren't currently on the drawing board. So we could end up at close to 400 hotels at the end of this year.
Mostly in which region of the U.S.? So who are you bumping heads against?
Well, most of our hotels are in the Americas, but we have aggressive growth plans around the world. We have 11 hotels in China, for instance, but 46 more in the pipeline there. We're going to be doubling the number of hotels that we have in India this year, from 3 to 6. So there really isn't a part of the world that we haven't touched with new hotel growth. And what we want to do too with our Detour program that we're launching with Google today and Doubletree is we have a contest which is called Detour of a Lifetime. So if you go to doubletree.com/DTOUR and you submit a video of a travel experience that you've had, we're going to be picking 6 finalists, and they can win 2 to 8 week trips anywhere in the world that we have hotels. And all we'll ask of them is that they act as correspondents and send back video and information for the other visitors to doubletree.com.
That sounds awesome. Thanks a lot for coming, John.
Okay, it's my pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for watching The Street.